portal. Yeah, we need 2 tackles. We need, I would say, a wide receiver. I think we need a cornerback. By the way, Deshaun Jameson is a god-awful cornerback. God-awful. Couldn't cover wide on. He couldn't cover anything. I mean, look at all the big plays that happen downfield. It's all Deshaun Jameson. All of them. He's not a good cornerback. He's a very good return man. He's very athletic. He's not a good corner. I see the same thing on the offense. If not, Sark, what do you see Casey doing for his future at UT? One of them's going to transfer. I don't know who it's going to be because I think we're going to grab a transfer quarterback, and then one of them's going to transfer. My guess it's going to be Casey for the simple fact to me that was kind of. I mean, he said he wasn't going to play Card today, and then he pulled the trigger pretty quickly. Right after halftime, he went straight to Hudson Card. Hudson Card played pretty well. And that's who he believed in originally. So I wouldn't be shocked if he tells Casey, hey, man, I still believe in this guy. He's younger than you. He's got more time. I'm going to start him next year. You need to transfer. We have been given quarterback run all damn near by every team, but just because he doesn't like that, I agree with. That should they should definitely do it more. And again, is that Sark or is that because they're afraid? There's some instances where, especially early on, Hudson Card was just indecisive and also may have been scared of getting hit. Casey probably told him not to run. And maybe that's because he didn't trust Hudson Card. I don't know. I'm not in the room, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Portal. 2 cornerbacks agreed, 1 safety, 3 offensive linemen, 2 linebackers if we get 8 portal. I think we need a wide receiver in there as well. Like pretty badly. Because I don't think we're getting Evan Stewart. If he's smart, he'd go to Alabama. If he goes to A&M, he's a moron. I don't know why you'd go there as a wide receiver, but hey, your future. Same here. Card stays. Yeah, I think he just believes in Card more, and Card's got more time. I think he's got a higher ceiling, so I think that's who we're going to end up going with. I said last week, Casey. Like every week it changes just because these guys are so inconsistent. And I think they both have talent. I think they could both, if taught well and progressed well, could probably play in the NFL or get drafted at least. And I just believe I'm basing it now based off what Steve Sarkisian did in the offseason. He believed in Hudson Card. He made him the starter right off the bat. So I think he's going to choose him in the offseason and be like, hey, you're going to be our starter, or at least competing with whoever I bring in from the transfer portal next year. Casey, thanks for what you did here. Shake his hand, and then he'll probably go somewhere. If I were him, I'd probably go to Penn State. Wouldn't be bad if James Franklin stays, because then you have Mike Yurcich there. You've worked under him. I think that's be a pretty interesting fit. He'd be one of the best quarterbacks in the Big Ten. The Big Ten has got awful quarterback play. Remember how excited we were when we got Stearns, Foster, Jameson, and Cook? All of them turned out to be cancers. And I disagree with Cook. Anthony Cook's been pretty good this year. Really good this year, actually. Foster has had his ups and downs. Caden Stearns, yeah, I agree, was a bust after his first year, but he's playing well in the NFL. And what do you know? Because he got good coaching. Jameson has been terrible. Jameson has not been who we thought he would be. So most of those guys have been inconsistent. I think Anthony Cook is still a good player, but you're right for the most part. From what they were rated as, they should be better than what they are or should have been. Sark can groom Card a little bit better to his scheme with a better line. Of course, there's potential there for sure. 100%. I mean, he's a 4-star recruit. You can see the arm talent. He's athletic. He probably runs like a 4.5 to 4.6 40. He's got talent. So we'll see what Sark can do with him if he's the starter. Like I said, I think he'll end up competing with whoever comes out of the transfer portal. I remember when Orangebud said we can win. Yeah, we're not that talented. This isn't Alabama. If we were Alabama, I would 100% agree with that, but we're not. We don't have the offensive line. We don't have the wide receivers. We got one of them. But if you look at the elite programs, guys, their wide receivers room, they have at least 4 guys. So if one guy goes down, the guy behind him is just as good. Like 4 really good players. There's some other players after that are good, but they have 4 solid wide receivers that they can go to. I mean, Ohio State has 3 NFL first-round players at wide receiver: Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. And then Alabama, obviously, when they were rolling, they had Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs, and Devonta Smith. And then they also have John Mechie, who's pretty good. And now they have Jameson Williams. So it's just a factory. That's what we need to get to. We have one of them. I think Brennan Thompson has the capability of being the other one. I think Evan Stewart was smart. He'd probably come here in Alabama, and he could be that type of guy. Like I said, if he goes to A&M, it makes no sense. They don't throw to their wide receivers. Demas over there was a 5-star recruit. I think he was the #1 rated wide receiver coming out of high school, and he's barely played. So I don't understand that process, but whatever. Secondary needs help bad. Yeah, secondary has been bad say basically since like 2000. Whenever Quandre Diggs left, I'm trying to think when that was, like 2014. I mean, he was like our last really good secondary player. Holton Hill was really good for a year, obviously before he got busted for weed. Chris Boyd was pretty good. He wasn't great. Like there's been seasons, but I'm talking about career. I think Quandre Diggs has probably was the last great Texas defensive back throughout his whole career. Kane Stearns had a good year. Holton Hill had a good year. Chris Boyd had a year and a half that he was pretty good. But that's about it. Yep, two of them from Texas. And Garrett Wilson told the truth when he recruited to Ohio, or when he committed to Ohio State. He basically said, "Why would I go there when they're not winning and they're not developing?" And he's 100% right. That's why I went there. If that's the thing, people don't realize, if we can get to a point where we're not racking up 9-3, 10-2, and we're pushing guys to the NFL, then you're going to get the elite guys to come in here and push us over the edge to start winning championships again. But until we get to that point, it's just not going to happen.